Alright, Schlockmeisters fans, going to stick with the Ingrid Steger Gold Collection here. We're going to watch something called BLONDE SEX SKLAVIN, which we're going to have to read this one. There's no English audio for this one, so let's check it out, huh? Our movie starts with a view of the Sultan. And yes, he does have a harem. Here we meet Fatima.
Meine Fatima.
She's a bit of a storyteller, and he wants a story.
Ich habe es bemerkt, zumal ich letzthin eine große Falte der Anstrengung in eurem Gesicht stehen sah.
Was? Der Anstrengung? Der Erregung, meine Fatima. Der Erregung. Nun ja, ich weiß nur allzu gut, dass ich in die Jahre gekommen bin, da ich nicht mehr praktiziere.
His erection is over the hills.
Es ist geknickt. Sei denn so herzlich und erzähl mir die Geschichte von Ali.
So she tells a story, and we meet Omar and Salima. They're somewhat of a couple or something. Anyway, they are presented a gift. That, of course, would be Ingrid Steger. So he ends up stripping her naked, checking her out, but he knows exactly what he's going to do with her. But it's not what you think. He is presenting this gift to the Bey of Tunis. She's allegedly a virgin. Well, as Salima continues to tell the story, we learn that Eliza, that's Ingrid Steger, refused to give in to the Bey's sexual demands. I can't show you the scenes, but they had her hogtied, strung up, completely nude, whipping her, torturing her a little bit. But she refused to give in to him. So he stays in the torture room with her. He still wants her bad. Omar gets word that Eliza's not working out, so he's understandably worried. Meanwhile, the Bey is getting hornier and hornier, and isn't afraid to say so.
Unzählige Kämpfe brachten mir viele Narben. Ich will dir nichts Böses, Eliza. Du steigerst meine Wonnen.
It's not the most ideal circumstances, but he finally does get to sleep with her. Meanwhile, this guy was captured and brought into Salima. She wanted her own sex slave. And she likes him. Meanwhile, Eliza is having some weird, funky dreams. So we learned something about this guy, that male who was captured for Salema. Turns out Eliza knows him very well. In fact, they were married. Well, Salema sleeps with the guy, but she figures out who he is, and she's going to try to put in a good word for him to get him, to let him escape.
Hat mich doch mein Vergnügen mit dir gebracht. Und beim B werde ich ein Wort, das ihm wie Honig auf den gierig geilen Lippen zergeht, einlegen für deine kleine Freundin.
Frau.
Wie? Vor dem Freudentest des B von Tunis.
Apparently, she also married the Bey of Tunis, did Eliza.
Ein beträchtlicher Rest von Ekel vor dem B konnte aufgewogen werden.
But it's probably all part of a big plan.
Dies freilich wusste Eliza gut zu verbergen.
Eliza has found herself a big knife. Meanwhile, there's a big party going on with a lot of nakedness and debauchery. The Bey comes by, and Eliza basically says, "Screw me."
Denn wie sagtet ihr? Wenn sie begossen wird, entfaltet die Rose ihren größten Liebreiz.
Eliza.
Kommt.
Well, let's do it. But instead, she goes for castration and a few stabs as well. With his dying breath, he asks that his penis be put in a glass case for all to see.
Jetzt musst du's anhängen. Mein Behälter des seelenerregenden Saftes.
Thy will be done.
Hat sie bei sich.
And her husband is being helped to escape.
Bleib ruhig, Vater. Sie weiß, dass du hier bist.
Sie weiß?
Ja, sie weiß es. Ich werde sehen, dass noch mehr von Abdullahs Wein in die Wasserkrüge kommt.
So the happy couple is reunited. And they're going to live happily ever after.
Nun, Eliza traf den geliebten Ehemann wieder.
All right. Just got done watching off the Ingrid Steger Gold Collection, Die Blonde Sex Sklavin, which translated, at least according to Google Translate, it translates to the blonde sex slave. The blonde obviously being Ingrid Steger, who was playing a British woman in this movie. Also, alternate titles is basically call it the lecherous Turk is what this is. So there you go. So anyway, this is the only movie out of the 8 movies on this collection here that actually does not have an English soundtrack of any kind. So I had to read the subtitles in this one. Wasn't going to review it at first, but then I decided, why not? Just finish the whole thing, right? So still have one more movie to go on this one. But anyway, we got a movie, and this is kind of a roughie. We have a lot of like S&M type stuff going on here, or at least people who are fans of that will probably like this. Ingrid Steger spends most of this movie naked, and most of the time she's tied up, strung up, and she's just, I couldn't even show really a whole lot. She gets whipped. She has, like whip marks on her back and stuff. She's a slave, and she's tortured. Basically, she's supposed to submit to this guy, this Turk, the Bey, I guess is what he call him, the Bey of Tunis. And she does eventually sleep with him, but it's all a ruse, because I believe that last scene near the end there, she cut off his dick, and it was placed in a case after that. So, yeah. So anyway, yeah, I guess she was already married, and I don't know, just a weird movie. The movie kind of played like a comedy for the most part, except for, there was some rough stuff in here. Like I said, she was tortured, but again, it still played like a comedy too. So it was kind of just an odd entry here. This came out in 1971. It's an earlier Ingrid Steger movie. I didn't even quite recognize her at first, but it's definitely her. So lots of nudity in this movie. Like I said, Ingrid Steger plays most of the movie completely naked. There is some male nudity in this movie too. and just a lot of lovely ladies, a lot of like belly dancer type scenes, and just a lot of toplessness and everything else. So anyway, again, that's really the only reason these movies exist is for stuff like that. So if you're looking for a movie like that, you can't go wrong with this one. It does exactly what it's supposed to do. Lovely ladies, naked ladies, good stuff, right? So anyway, you can get this on the Ingrid Steger Gold Collection. It's also available, I believe, on DVD and Blu-ray on German. It's PAL only, under that title, Die Blonde Sex Sklavin. So anyway, check it out if you're interested. Let me know what you think about it. Leave some comments down below. We'll talk about it. It's called The Lecherous Turk, a.k.a. The Blonde Sex Slave. Watch it. Bye.